Hello everyone and welcome to day 61 of the 1000 days of no code challenge. In yesterday's video, we have seen how we can connect APIs to Bubble application. And I'd asked you to explore one more API call. I hope you have done that. Today, we are going to explore a slightly complex one, which is a weather map API call. Adding a weather API allows the users to fetch real-time weather updates by just entering the city name. It's pretty straightforward and you should be able to tackle this in a simple way. Let's get started. Now let's go to the next level of APIs.
Can you share with us some slightly complex APIs with
Just one parameter. So we have this open weather map, which gives you the weather details of a particular location. Okay, so let's go over here, right? And then we have this particular API. Let's see how we can use this within our application. So I'm just going to copy this particular URL from here. Let's go to our API connector. I'm going to add another API. We can call this as weather. Okay, and the name can be get weather details, right? And paste the URL. And here we need to add our app ID. Now, the previous two examples that we saw didn't have any parameter, but in this case, we need to use location and app ID. App ID is something that we'll have to create by going to openweathermap.org, right? Because they want to ensure that only users who have registered with them can call this particular API, not any random person like we did in the cat facts or joke APIs. This is a way for them to restrict the number of users who are using it, and they know who is using a particular API call. And because I've already registered on weather map, I will use the app ID that we have already got. You can create one for yourself. This is just for you to understand how these parameters work and how you can use it in the APIs. Okay, so I'm going to put it over here. Q equals to London is the location, and let me do this for Bangalore. Let me initialize this, and we can see the details coming here, right? And again, this is also in JSON format. You can see that it starts with a curly braces, ends with a curly braces. Now you might see slightly different type of JSON here. That is, coordinate has two values. One is longitude and the second one is latitude. Because we have two values for one particular key, okay, it is added within the flower braces again, okay, and then again we have key value pairs, right? This is a slightly complex JSON that we can see when compared to the previous case, right? And here you see that there is weather and then double colon. So weather is the key and this entirely is the value. Now instead of curly braces, we can see square braces, and wherever we see square braces, it means it's a list of things. Weather map gives us the result in terms of list of things, okay, and this is the first item of that particular list, right? And for Bangalore, you can see the longitude, latitude, you can see what is it like. It says it's clear, right? Description is clear sky, and you can get all the details like temperature is 298.8, feels like 299.14, and so on and so forth. Ground level is 912, visibility is 10,000, and so on and so forth, right? Now, how do we make the city Bangalore dynamic? You can see that if you want to make it as parameters, you have to add square brackets, and what I'll do is I'll select this Bangalore and add square brackets and add a parameter called city. Any text that you add within square brackets will become a parameter. Click somewhere outside and that parameter will be visible here. Now here you can add the city, okay? If you want the users to be able to change this on the front end, then you will have to uncheck this private. Okay, that way the users will be able to change this on the front end. So let me show you how, right? And also I'll make this as action, okay, so that we'll be able to run this whenever user clicks on the button. So I'll add a group here, right? And let's call this as weather. And if you go to the last one, you will also get weather details, weather, right? I'll select weather details here, and we will add up input. This is for the users to enter the city, and we will also add a button. Search for weather. You can see whether get weather details is available, and then there is one parameter which is Chennai. Now let me quickly go to the API and make this as private. Come back to the workflow, and you can see that the city is no more available here to be changed, right? So let me go back, remove this private checkbox, and come back. We can see that we have got a parameter here, and this can be coming from the input enter city names value. Once you do this, you can send the data that you're getting from API response to the group, okay, which is weather, and this is the result of step 1, right? Okay, let's name this get weather details, right? And you can add the text below to this and display whatever you want out of that particular response. So we had made this particular group as weather detail group. Let's add a text within this group. Now we can map this to parent groups get weather details, coordinate longitude, latitude, weather, and so on and so forth, right? So for now we will add it to weather, and because weather is a list of things as we saw previously, right? So if we go here and if we click on manually enter API response, right, you can see all of this. Click on save, right, scroll down, show raw data, and you can see that weather has square brackets, okay, which means it's a list of text. And that's why select the first item and then click on main, right? That will give you the main weather parameter that weather map portal will send us as a response. So let's go to preview and we'll check for Chennai. Click on get weather details. You can see clouds. Let's go to Mangalore. It's clear. Let's go to Delhi. Click on this. You can see that's also clear. Let's check for Mumbai. It's also clear. Let's see for Kolkata. Let's see for London. Clouds. Okay, that's how you make a slightly complex API call and connect it to the front end. I hope this was helpful. Now, I would love for you to test out this random user API, right? So you have to make this particular API call, which is randomuser.me/API/NAT equals to US, right? So NAT equals to nationality. So US is United States. You have GB, FR, and so on and so forth for different nationality. You can check for this, and then as a response, you get this one, which is the results will have square brackets, which means that it is a list of things, right? And then you will have name, you have location, you have email, you have DOB, right? And then you have some info. So just to show you, I can also make a call from here, right? And I'll get a response. So you can see that this is the response that I've got, right? So like this, you will also get a response when you make this particular call from your API connector, and ensure that you make this NAT equals to US, right, as a parameter which can then be connected from the front end. And there you go. Our app can now fetch real-time weather updates using API. We've just covered a couple of APIs to give you a glimpse of how API functions. In tomorrow's video, let's uncover how do we connect AI to our application using OpenAI's API. In the AI first world, how can we not talk about AI? And that's exactly what we are going to talk about tomorrow. Until then, keep exploring APIs, understand the concept, and I'll see you in the next one.